Hey you. Yes, you, drowning in the chaos of life right now. Life's a whirlwind, isn't it? Stress piling up like a teetering stack of unpaid bills threatening to topple over. Deadlines screaming louder than a toddler denied candy in the checkout line. And that one coworker who just won't stop yammering about their weekend plans when you're barely surviving Monday morning with a lukewarm coffee and a prayer. It's enough to make anyone feel like they're sinking in a stormy sea of madness, clinging to a lifeboat made of sheer willpower, a half-eaten granola bar you found in your bag, and maybe a motivational quote you saw on Instagram that's already fading from memory. But what if I told you there's a way to stand tall, calm, unshaken, and dare I say, happy, no matter what life throws at you? No, this isn't some trendy self-help gimmick peddling miracles with a $99 ebook, a pyramid scheme disguised as a life hack, or a motivational poster of a kitten hanging from a branch with "hang in there" in bold letters. It's Stoicism, a battle-tested philosophy that's been helping people conquer chaos for over 2,000 years, from Roman emperors ruling vast empires to everyday folks like you and me, just trying to keep our heads above water in this wild, unpredictable world. Today, we're diving headfirst, cannonball style, into 10 Stoic principles that'll transform how you handle life's ups, downs, sideways spins, loop-de-loops, unexpected plot twists, and everything in between. These aren't fluffy theories you'll forget by lunchtime, vague platitudes to slap on a fridge magnet, or abstract nonsense that sounds good but does nothing. They're practical, no-nonsense tools. Think of them as a Swiss Army knife for your soul, to build resilience, master your emotions, and find unshakable peace in a world that sometimes feels like it's conspiring to test your last nerve, your patience, and your sanity all at once. Stick with me, because by the end of this, you'll have a Stoic toolkit to tackle anything. Whether it's a tough breakup that's got you crying into your cereal bowl at 2 a.m., a soul-crushing workload that's stealing your sleep and turning you into a caffeine zombie, or just that nagging feeling you're not living your best life yet, that there's more out there waiting for you. Ready to level up? Let's dive in. Full speed ahead. No life vest required. Oh, and if you're vibing with this already, do me a quick favor. Smash that subscribe button and stick around. You won't want to miss a single second of this journey. It's going to be a game changer, a mind bender, a life shifter, I promise. Let's go. Principle 1. Find your firm purpose. Imagine sailing across a wild, untamed ocean with no map, no compass, no GPS, just drifting wherever the wind and waves decide to toss you around like a rag doll in a washing machine on a spin cycle. The sky's dark, the water's choppy, and you're just hoping you don't crash into something or sink entirely. Sounds like a nightmare, doesn't it? That's life without a firm purpose. Aimless, chaotic, and honestly, a little terrifying. You're at the mercy of every storm, every gust, every random current pulling you in a dozen directions at once, with no clue where you're headed, why you're even out there, or what shore you're aiming for. Stoic legend Epictetus said, "Difficulties show a person's character, and the greater the difficulty, the more glory in overcoming it." Translation: you need a North Star, a purpose to guide you through the storms, something to keep you steady when the seas get rough, the skies turn black, and the horizon disappears. Without it, you're just a leaf in the wind, blown wherever life feels like taking you. Good luck with that. So what's your purpose? I'm not talking about surface level stuff like get a promotion so I can flex on LinkedIn with a fancy title, buy a fancy car that'll impress my neighbors and make my ex jealous, or finally organize my sock drawer. Let's dig deeper than that, way deeper, into the messy, beautiful core of who you are. What values light you up inside like a bonfire on a cold, starry night? What kind of human do you want to be when the chips are down, the odds are stacked, and the world's watching, or even when no one's watching at all? Maybe it's courage, standing tall when everyone else is running scared, holding your ground like a warrior facing a dragon. Maybe it's kindness, being the person who lifts others up even when you're hurting, spreading light in the darkest corners. Or maybe it's chasing truth, cutting through the noise, the lies, the endless scroll of opinions to find what's real, what matters, what lasts. Take a sec. Pause this if you need to. Grab a coffee, a notebook, a pen, sit somewhere quiet, and ask yourself, what do I stand for? What's worth fighting for in my life? Worth dragging myself out of bed for every single day? Worth pouring my heart into even when it's hard? This isn't a one-time epiphany that hits you like a lightning bolt while you're brushing your teeth or microwaving leftovers. It's a muscle you build through reflection, through quiet moments where you sit with yourself and get real, peeling back the layers of who you think you should be to find who you actually are, who you're meant to be. Here's how I started. A few years back, I was lost, bouncing between dead-end jobs that sucked the soul out of me, shaky relationships that left me questioning everything, and a Netflix queue that wasn't solving a darn thing except how to waste time. I was drifting, miserable, and honestly a little scared I'd never figure it out, that I'd just float through life like a ghost. So I grabbed a notebook, sat on my creaky old porch with a cheap pen and a cheaper beer, and wrote down what mattered. Honesty because I was tired of faking it, growth because I wanted to be better, helping others because that's when I felt alive. It wasn't pretty, my handwriting's a disaster, and it took a few messy drafts, but clicked. That list became my compass, my anchor, my reason to keep going. Yours might look totally different. Maybe it's family, keeping your people close and strong, creativity, making something beautiful out of nothing, justice, fighting for what's right in a world that's often wrong. And that's perfect, that's you. Write it down, own it, let it sink into your bones, tattoo it on your heart if you're feeling dramatic, and watch it anchor you when life gets messy, because it will. Because here's the kicker. Once you got that purpose locked in, challenges don't break you. They become steps towards something bigger, something epic, something worth the fight. That flat tire on your way to work, not a disaster, just a detour on your path, a story to tell later. That argument with your best friend over something dumb like who ate the last slice of pizza, not the end, just a chance to grow, to sharpen your edges, to figure out what really matters. How cool is that? It's like having a secret weapon no one can take away, a shield that turns arrows into feathers. And it's not static. Your purpose can evolve as you do, like a living thing that grows with you. Maybe today it's about surviving, getting through the day without losing it. Valid. Tomorrow it might be about thriving, building something amazing, awesome. The key is to keep checking in, keep reflecting, keep asking, am I still sailing toward my North Star, or have I drifted off course? Let's make it real. Right now, grab something, paper, your phone, anything, and jot down one thing you stand for. Mine was honesty. Yours could be patience, loyalty, adventure, whatever hits home. Start there, build from there. Here's a story to chew on. Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor and Stoic OG, ruled an empire. Wars, plagues, betrayals, the works. He could have coasted on power, but he wrote in his journal, Meditations, check it out, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. That was his purpose, his anchor. Being good, not just looking good. Kept him steady through chaos we can't even imagine. You don't need an empire, just a spark. What's yours? Drop your purpose in the comments. I'd love to hear what drives you. What's your North Star, your big why, the thing that keeps you going when the storms hit? Let's get this conversation rolling. Share it. Inspire someone. Let's build a purpose party down there. A whole crew of Stoic dreamers. Principle 2. Guard your mind like a fortress. Ever had someone's snarky comment ruin your whole day? Maybe your boss snaps, you could have done better, in that tone that makes your stomach drop and your confidence shrivel, or a random stranger online calls you out for no reason. Nice try, loser. Stick to something easier. And suddenly you're replaying it on loop, fuming or doubting yourself into a spiral that lasts way longer than it should. Yeah, me too. It's the worst, like a splinter you can't dig out, festering under your skin. But here's the Stoic secret that'll flip the script and hand you the reins. Full control. They don't control your mind. You do. That sting you feel, it's not their words carving you up like a Thanksgiving turkey. It's how you let them hit you. How you let them sneak past your defenses and set up camp in your head, Throwing a pity party you didn't even RSVP to, complete with bad music and worse snacks. Picture your mind as a fortress, strong, towering, selective, with big OL walls, a moat, a drawbridge, maybe even a dragon if you're feeling fancy. That only lets in what serves you, what builds you up, what keeps your fire burning. Next time someone ticks you off, try this. Take a deep breath, seriously, just one big inhale, hold it for a beat, let it out slow like you're blowing out a candle, and skip the knee-jerk comeback that's itching on your tongue, begging to escape. Ask yourself, do I really need to let this in? Is this worth my energy, my peace, my time? It's like mental strength training. Every time you resist the drama, you get tougher, your walls get higher, your fortress gets harder to breach, and you get closer to being that unshakable stoic badass you're meant to be. Start small. Say no to scrolling toxic comments that make your blood boil and your faith in humanity wobble. Stop obsessing over that one rude email from Karen in accounting who clearly woke up on the wrong side of her cat and decided to take it out on you. Instead, surround yourself with good vibes, epic books that spark your brain and make you think bigger, uplifting people who've got your back through thick and thin no matter what, maybe even a killer playlist that drowns out the noise and pumps you up like you're the hero in your own movie. Guard your mind like it's a treasure, because it is the most precious thing you've got, and you'll unlock a peace no one can touch, no matter how loud they yell, how sharp their words, how petty their game. I learned this the hard way. Trust me, I've got the emotional scars to prove it. A whole collection. Once, a friend made a jab about my cooking, called my lasagna a crime scene in a dish, said it looked like I'd murdered a pasta chef and hid the evidence in cheese. I stewed for hours, ready to fire back with something petty like, well, your taste buds are broken, and your face looks like a potato. Then I stopped. Why am I letting this rent space in my head? Paying emotional rent for a tenant I didn't invite. I laughed it off, admitted my lasagna's a disaster. Still is, honestly. And guess what? We're still friends, we still hang out, and I've since upgraded to slightly less criminal pasta skills, though I'm no Gordon Ramsay. You can do this too. It's not about being a doormat, letting people walk all over you with muddy boots. It's about being the gatekeeper of your own peace, deciding who gets a VIP pass and who's stuck outside the walls. Let's break it down even more. Make it crystal clear. Think of your mind like a house, a cozy, awesome house you've built from scratch. You wouldn't let just anyone barge in with muddy boots, tracking dirt all over your clean floors, breaking your favorite mug, and raiding your fridge, right? Same deal here. Negative vibes, petty jabs, pointless drama. They don't get a key, don't even get a knock. Lock the door, bolt it, put up a no soliciting sign if you have to, and open the windows to let in the good stuff, wisdom, laughter, growth, all the VIPs. Maybe it's a podcast that fires you up with big ideas, a chat with a friend who gets it and doesn't judge, or just 5 minutes of silence to reset and breathe. Your call. You're the boss of this fortress. Act like it. Own it. Rule it. Here's another layer. The Stoics knew the mind's a battlefield. Seneca, another Stoic heavyweight, said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." That snarky comment. It's a pinprick. Your brain turns it into a sword wound if you let it. I once got a text from a pal. "You're so flaky lately." And I spun it into "they hate me. I'm a terrible friend. I'm doomed." Took a breath, realized they were just venting, called them, sorted it out, crisis averted. You've got that power too. Shut the gate before the army storms in. What's one thing you'll stop letting into your mental space? Tell me below. I'm dying to know what you're kicking out, what you're done with. Principle 3. Turn criticism into fuel. Criticism stinks, right? Someone calls you out. Maybe your teacher says your essay's a mess, and you should have tried harder instead of binge-watching that new series. Or your partner grumbles you're always late, and it's driving them up the wall. And suddenly you're spiraling into defense mode or self-doubt city. Population. You, with a one-way ticket to Overthinksville. Been there, felt that sting, wanted to crawl under a rock and hide with a bag of chips. But Epictetus had a hot take that changes everything, flips the whole game. You can't control what they say, but you can control how you take it. Here's the play. Don't dodge criticism like it's a dodgeball aimed square at your face. Catch it, flip it, and use it like high-octane fuel to power your growth, to turbocharge your journey. Next time you get hit with feedback, pause. Don't snap back with a "well, you're wrong," and "your haircut's stupid," or sulk in silence like a wounded puppy. Take a beat, breathe. Inhale, exhale, feel your feet on the ground. And ask, is there truth in this? Maybe your boss says you're sloppy. Ouch, that burns like a hot stove. But could you tighten up your game? Organize your desk instead of letting it look like a tornado hit. Double check your work before hitting send. If it's useful, pocket it like a shiny coin you found on the sidewalk. Cha-ching, free advice. If it's just noise, like that troll who says you're trying too hard because they've got nothing better to do than sip Haterade, toss it in the trash where it belongs. No second thoughts, no recycling bin. Think of it like a filter. Keep the gold that makes you better, sharper, stronger. Ditch the garbage that drags you down into the mud. Bonus points. Respond with patience and a smile. It'll throw them off their game, confuse the haters, make them wonder what you're up to, and make you look like a rock star who's above the fray, cool as ice. Over time, you'll turn haters into helpers without breaking a sweat. It's like alchemy, turning lead into gold, trash into treasure. I'll never forget this one time. I posted a video online, poured my heart into it, spent hours editing till my eyes blurred, and some guy commented, "This is trash, stick to your day job. You're embarrassing yourself." Stung like a bee, right in the ego, felt like a punch to the gut. I could have deleted it, clapped back with something snarky like, "Enjoy your mom's basement," or cried into my pillow with a tub of ice cream. But I reread it, sat with it. Okay, maybe my pacing was off, maybe the audio was fuzzy, harsh but not wrong. I tweaked it next time, slowed down, got a better mic, practiced my delivery, and the views doubled, comments flipped to "wow, you're killing it." Criticism became my coach, my free consultant, my tough love mentor. Another time, my sister said I talked too much, harsh but fair. I can ramble like a runaway train. I started listening more, asking questions instead of monologuing, and our chats got deeper, richer. She even thanked me later. It's not about bowing to every opinion like a servant. It's about sifting for the gems, mining the dirt for diamonds. Here's a trick to make it stick. Next time you're criticized, write it down. Split it into 2 columns, useful and useless. Useful stuff. Make a plan. Small steps to improve, like I'll proofread twice, or I'll set an alarm to be on time. Useless stuff. Rip it up, burn it, safely. Don't start a fire. Let it go like a balloon into the sky. Poof, gone. You're not perfect. None of us are, not even close, but you're growing, and that's what counts, that's the gold. Let's go historical. Seneca took flack for being a rich Stoic. People said, "You preach simplicity, but live in a mansion, hypocrite." He didn't crumble. He used it. Wrote essays explaining wealth, just a tool, not the goal. Turned shade into philosophy, boom. Ever turned criticism into a win? Share your story. I'm all ears. What did they say? How'd you flip it? Let's swap some wisdom. Build each other up. Turn the comment section into a criticism crushing party. Principle 4. Flip offense like a pro. Someone insults you, and your blood boils. Your fists clench, your brain's yelling. How dare they? And you're 2 seconds from either shouting back like a reality TV star or stewing in silent rage like a volcano about to blow. Normal, right? Happens to the best of us. We're human, not robots with no feelings. But Stoicism says, it's not the jab, it's how you see it. That power's yours, not theirs. And that's a game changer, a total rewrite of the script. Next time you're offended, don't swing back like it's a bar fight, fists flying. Reframe it like a pro, like you're directing your own movie, and this is just a plot twist you can spin into something epic. Ask, what's this teaching me? Maybe that rude cashier who snapped at you, barking about exact change, is having a rotten day. Empathy over anger, boom, you're the bigger person, the hero who rises above. Or try this, forgive and let it go. Not for them, but for you, your sanity, your peace. Holding a grudge is like chugging hot sauce and expecting them to feel the burn. It's pointless. You're the ones sweating and miserable. They're off living their life. Shake it off, learn from it, and watch how light you feel, like you just dropped a backpack full of bricks you didn't even know you were carrying. Offense, more like opportunity to flex your stoic chops and show the world you're untouchable, unbothered, unstoppable. I had a neighbor once who yelled at me for parking too close to his spot. Called me selfish, loud enough for the whole block to hear. Practically put on a one-man show. I could have yelled back, escalated it into a neighborhood soap opera with dramatic music, but I thought, he's stressed. Not my circus, not my monkeys. Let him deal with his own clowns. Smiled, moved my car 2 inches, slept like a baby while he probably stewed all night, plotting his next rant. Win for me, 0 effort. Let's get practical. Break it into steps you can actually use. When you're offended, step 1, pause. Don't react. Just feel it for a sec. Let the heat rise and settle. Step 2, flip it. What's the other side? Maybe they're jealous, hurting, or just clueless. Put yourself in their shoes, even for a moment. Step 3, release it. Say out loud, I'm letting this go. And mean it. Feel it lift off you. I did this when a coworker took credit for my idea in a meeting. Furious at first, steam coming out of my ears mad, but I reframed it. Okay, I'll just shine brighter next time. Outwork them. And I did. Next project, I owned it. Got promoted later. Sweet, sweet justice without a fight. Here's another angle. Marcus Aurelius got offended daily. Emperor life, people plotting, whining, backstabbing. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He'd picture offenders as humans fumbling through life. Suddenly, they're not villains, just flawed extras in your story. I tried this when a stranger cut me in line. Rude. Yeah, but maybe they're late, stressed. Let it go. Felt like a king anyway. What's one offense you've let go of? Spill it in the comments. I want the juicy details, the before and after, the moment you said, nah, I'm good, and walked away lighter. Principle 5, crush fear and shame. Fear and shame. They're like uninvited guests crashing your mental party, eating all your snacks, wrecking the vibe, and refusing to leave no matter how many hints you drop. Epictetus drops truth. We make these monsters ourselves. That public speaking panic that knots your stomach, makes your palms sweat, and turns your voice into a shaky mess. That cringe over a past screw-up that keeps you up at night, replaying it like a bad movie on a loop you can't pause. It's all in how you frame it. Your brain's building a horror flick out of shadows and whispers, adding dramatic music and jump scares where there's really just a breeze. Face fear head on. Break it down like a puzzle, piece by piece, until it's not a monster, just a pile of Lego bricks you can handle. Scared to speak up in a meeting? Prep like a champ. Write your points, practice in the mirror, rehearse till it's muscle memory. Remind yourself mistakes aren't fatal. Everyone stumbles. Even the pros who look polished on stage have flubbed a line or two. Shame? Own it. Learn from it. Forgive yourself. It's not a life sentence carved in stone. It's a lesson written in pencil you can erase and rewrite. I once bombed a presentation. Red face, sweaty palms, forgot my lines, tripped over a cord, knocked over a water bottle. The works, a full comedy of errors. Audience stared, some smirked. I wanted to vanish into the floorboards and live there forever. But I reflected. Okay, I rushed, didn't practice enough, got cocky, learned from it, practice harder, and now I'm here talking to you. No sweat, no stumbles, just me and a mic, small steps, big wins. Fear shrunk, shame faded. Start with one fear. Name it, say it out loud. I'm scared of failing this test, looking dumb, letting people down. Then face it. Study an extra hour. Ask a friend for help. Make flashcards. Shrink it. Tell yourself, if I fail, I'll try again, world won't end. I'm still me. Shame's the same. Mess up, grow up, move up. I used to be ashamed of quitting a job too soon. Felt like a flake, a quitter, a walking red flag. But I owned it. Yeah, I bailed, but I learned I hate cubicles, fluorescent lights, and pretending to care about spreadsheets. Now I chase what fits me. No regrets. You got this. Here's a challenge. Pick one fear or shame. Tackle it this week. Start tiny, like emailing someone you've avoided or apologizing for something old. Let's add some Stoic spice. Epictetus was a slave. Talk about fear and shame potential. Yet he said, it's not the thing itself, but our opinion of it. He turned chains into a classroom. Learned, taught, thrived. I tried this when I feared moving cities. Broke, alone, new place. Broke it down, packed one box, made one call, did it, loved it. What fear are you ready to tackle? Let's cheer each other on below. I'm rooting for you. We're in this together, crushing monsters left and right. Principle 6, see obstacles coming. Life's a chess game. Obstacles are moves you can predict if you're paying attention, thinking 3 steps ahead like a grandmaster plotting checkmate. Epictetus called it premeditatio malorum, fancy Latin for imagine the worst, prep for it. Laugh when it shows up like an old friend you saw coming from a mile away. Big meeting tomorrow? Tech might fail. Bring backups, test your slides twice. Have a USB just in case the laptop decides it's nap time. Nervous about tough questions? Practice your opener till it's smooth as butter. Rehearse answers to the hard stuff. Have a fallback line like, great question, let me circle back. This isn't gloom and doom. It's prep that makes you unstoppable, turns you into the player who's always ready, never rattled. Reflect on past hiccups. What worked? What flopped? What could have saved you? Stay flexible. Plans change. Roll with it like a surfer on a wave. Balance it with your strengths, and you'll dodge or dance with any punch life throws. I used this before a big trip, thought, what if my flight's delayed? Packed snacks, a book, charger. Delay happened for hours, and I was chilling with a novel while others freaked out, pacing the terminal, muttering curses. It's like having a Stoic superpower. Obstacles don't surprise you. They salute you, tip their hats as you stroll by. Let's make it real, hands-on. Pick something coming up, date, interview, family dinner, whatever. List 3 things that could go wrong. Rein, awkward silence, forgetting names, Uncle Bob starting a political rant. Plan for each. Umbrella, questions, mnemonic trick, a quick, let's talk food instead. When it happens, you're golden, unflappable. I once prepped for a date, thought, she might cancel, might ghost me. She did, texted me last minute, sorry, can't make it. I'd already planned a solo movie night. Watched a flick, ate popcorn, enjoyed it anyway, no sweat. Another time, job interview. Imagine, what if I blank? Prepped answers, stayed calm, nailed it. Here's some history. Seneca faced exile, kicked out of Rome, could have panicked. Instead, he prepped, wrote, studied, turned it into a win. Obstacles. He ate them for breakfast. What's an obstacle you've outsmarted? Drop your genius move in the comments. Let's trade tips, outsmart life together, build a playbook of Stoic wins. Principle 7, build unbreakable inner strength. Epictetus nailed it. It's not what happens, it's how you react. Inner strength isn't flexing muscles or shouting from rooftops like some action hero in a blockbuster. It's choosing calm over chaos, steady over shaky. Even when the ground's crumbling, the walls are closing in, and the sky's falling. Friend betrays you? Job flops? Feel it, sure. Emotions are human. Let them roll through like a wave. But don't let it own you. Don't let it pull the strings like you're a puppet. Focus on what you control, your attitude, your next step, your breath in that moment. Inhale, exhale, you're still here, still standing. Gratitude's your secret weapon here, your shield and sword, your superpower in disguise. Even on bad days, find one win. Coffee was good, sun shining, you're still breathing, your cat didn't puke on a rug today, your Wi-Fi didn't crash mid-Netflix. Whatever keeps you going, keeps that spark alive. Lean on your crew. 2. Good people amplify your grit, remind you you're not alone in the trenches. They're right there with shovels and snacks. I had a rough patch, lost a gig, felt like a failure. like I'd let everyone down who ever believed in me. But I thank my lucky stars for my dog who still wagged his tail like I was a rock star, my health that kept me standing when I wanted to collapse, my stubborn streak that wouldn't quit no matter how hard it got, kept me pushing, one foot in front of the other, one day at a time. You're tougher than you think, tougher than steel, tougher than a double-knotted shoelace when you tap into this. Here's how to build it, brick by brick. Every day, name 3 things you control: your effort, your words, your vibe, nothing else. Focus there, ignore the rest, the weather, other people's moods, traffic jams. When stuff hits the fan, lean into gratitude. Write it, say it, feel it deep in your gut. I started this after a breakup. Listed, I've got friends who'd fight for me. I've got music that heals. I've got me, and I'm enough. Kept me sane, kept me moving. Another time, car broke down, middle of nowhere, raining. Grateful for a phone, a tow truck, a dry jacket. Turned a breakdown into a story. Stoic history check. Marcus Aurelius faced war, plague, death, wrote, "You can bear anything if you think you can." He'd list blessings. Life, reason, duty kept him solid. What keeps your inner strength alive? Share your vibe below. I'm curious. Let's swap some strength secrets. Fortify our fortresses together. Principle 8. Rein in your reactions. Ever snapped at someone and regretted it 5 minutes later, wishing you could rewind and unsay it, unyell it, unglare it? Stoicism says, pause, lasso that impulse, and think before you leap into the fray like a bull in a china shop. Traffic cuts you off. Skip the horn. Breathe. Let it roll off like water off a duck's back. No feathers ruffled. Words about to fly in an argument. Are they worth the fallout, the cleanup, the awkward silence later? This isn't bottling up. It's choosing smart, staying in the driver's seat of your own head, steering instead of swerving. Delay the instant gratification. Skip the rant, save the energy, and watch your life get smoother, less tangled, less like a knot you can't untie. Try this. Next time you're triggered, count to 5, slow, deliberate, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, feel the heat cool. Sounds simple, works like magic. I've dodged so many dumb fights that way. Save my breath for stuff that matters, like singing off-key in the shower. Once, my roommate ate my leftovers. Fury rising. I was ready to lecture like a grumpy professor. But I paused, counted, asked, "Hey, hungry day?" Turns out he was broke, stressed. Poor guy was starving. We laughed, ordered pizza, split it. Restraint turned a war into a win. Let's practice, make it a habit. Next time you're mad, clench your fist, count to 10, unclench, feel the urge fade like smoke. Or write the rant, get it all out. Then delete it, catharsis without chaos, no casualties. I did this when my boss chewed me out. Wanted to quit on the spot, storm out like a diva, but paused, stayed, worked harder, got a raise later. Patience paid off. Another time, sibling fight. Counted, listened, hugged it out instead of shouting. Seneca said, anger's a short madness. He'd breathe, walk away, save his sanity. I tried it when a driver flipped me off, counted, waved, drove on. Felt like a sage, not a sucker. When's restraint saved your day? Tell me. I want the full scoop, the moment you held back and won. Principle 9. Master the art of acceptance. Fighting reality is like wrestling a wave. You lose, get soaked, and look silly trying, flailing against something you can't stop, something bigger than you. Stoicism's fix? Accept it, then act. Don't waste energy on what's done, what's set in stone. Job gone. Sucks, no denying it. Feel the sting, cry if you need to, but now you're free to pivot. Chase that dream gig you've been eyeing, start that side hustle you've been dreaming about. Mindfulness helps. Sit with the moment. No judgment. Just feel it. Let it be what it is without slapping a good or bad label on it. Ask, what's this teaching me? Ditch perfection. Life's messy, flawed, full of plot holes, and that's okay. Embrace the chaos, and gratitude seals the deal, turns the bitter sweet. the sour into something you can swallow. Accept others too, flaws and all. They're human like you, stumbling through their own storms, tripping over their own feet. I lost a friend to a dumb fight. Tried to force an apology, failed miserably, made it worse. Accepted it. Okay, we're done. That's the story. Let go. Found peace instead of resentment. A clean slate instead of a grudge. It's freedom in disguise, a weight off your shoulders, a breath you didn't know you were holding. Here's the how-to, your acceptance playbook. When something sucks, say, "This is happening. I can't change it, done." Then list one good thing. New chance, lesson learned, a nap you can take now. I got rejected from a job. Accepted it, realized I dodged a toxic place, saved myself months of misery when. Another time, flight canceled. Accepted it, found a cafe, wrote this script, turned a delay into gold. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Accept whatever comes to you woven in the pattern of your destiny." He faced death daily, accepted it, lived anyway. I accepted a rained-out picnic, stayed in, watched movies, better day. What's one thing you've accepted lately? Let's talk. Hit the comments, share your story. Let's celebrate the art of letting be. Principle 10. Live like nature intended. Stoic said, live true to your rational, social self. Be you, the real you, not the mask you wear for the world, not the version you think Instagram wants. Know your core. Who are you under the noise, the expectations, the shoulds piling up? Align with virtues. Wisdom to see clear through the fog. Courage to stand up when it's hard and your knees are shaking. Justice to play fair even when no one's watching and you could get away with it. Balance to keep steady when life's a tightrope and the wind's howling. Help others. Lift a stranger with a smile. Hug a friend who's down. Simplify your life. Ditch the clutter, the junk, the stuff you don't need. Respect the planet we're all sharing, this big blue ball we call home, because we're not separate from it. We're part of it. Gratitude keeps you grounded. Thank the chaos, even for making you sharper, tougher, more alive. Slow down, reflect, and you'll feel in sync with the universe, like you're part of something huge, something ancient, something that hums through every leaf and star. I cut my screen time, started walking more, noticed birds chirping, wind rustling, real stuff I'd missed behind a phone. It's the Stoic way to thrive, to live full, to breathe deep. Try this. List 5 things you love about your life. Keep it simple, real, raw. Mine's coffee that wakes me up, sunsets that stop me cold, my sister's laugh that's pure gold, a good book that's a friend, quiet mornings that feel like a reset, shifts everything, roots you. Let's go deep. Epictetus said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. I ditched half my closet, donated it, felt free, not empty. Nature cycles, birth, growth, death, teach us. It's all flow, all connected. Accept it, live it. How do you live true to yourself? Inspire us below. I'm all in for this. Let's spark some ideas. Light up the comments with realness. And there you have it. 10 Stoic hacks to conquer life's chaos. True power isn't out there in the madness. It's in you, in how you think, how you act, how you rise above the noise, the mess, the storms. Start small, pick one principle, maybe purpose to guide you, maybe acceptance to free you, and watch your world shift, little by little, then all at once like a puzzle snapping into place, a map unfolding. Love this. Hit that like button, subscribe, and check out more videos for grit and wisdom. I got plenty more where this came from, and I'm just getting started. We're just warming up. What's your favorite principle? Drop it below. I'm pumped to hear from you. Let's keep this Stoic fire burning. Let's make it a movement. Stay strong, stay stoic, and I'll catch you in the next one.